sound on. You can hear me. I'm not messing this up this time. Hello! Happy Saturday! Hi, folks. It's been about 3 weeks, I think, since I last streamed. I had a good couple of weeks off. Spent 2 weeks traveling, seeing people I haven't seen in a year and a half. And then I got back here last Saturday, late in the day, and so there was no stream. And then I had to get back to work and no midweek stream, and now we're here. And it's a Saturday. And we're ready to play some Factorio and finish this run. Before we get into that, though, I do just want to talk briefly about what's coming up in the future for this channel before the stream gets started, so anyone who's watching the VOD for just that can find it pretty quickly. I'll talk about it again at the end. So, we're finishing up Factorio this week. Today, even. For the next 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, there will not be a midweek stream. I'm going to keep the Saturday stream. I don't know what we're going to be playing during those 6 weeks, but there will be no midweek streams. It'll be down to 1 stream a week, and the reason for that is I'm a graduate student, and I have preliminary exams on August 20th. So that's 6.5 hours of tests that I have to take, and I need to study for those, while also actively doing research this summer. So I just lost all my free time, basically, is what's happening. So there will be, but I'm going to keep Saturdays open. There will always be a Saturday stream unless I notify in the Discord otherwise. So look forward to that. In September, or rather in August, registration, I am told, will open for another Battle for Westnoth ladder tournament. So, and that tournament will start in September. I fully intend to participate in that and stream my games. So look forward to that. That'll be a busy time for the stream. 2 or 3 streams a week as we play those games, and they will be long streams, several hours at a time, I'm sure. And I don't know how many rounds that will be will depend on how many people sign up for the tournament and all that good stuff. But I'm looking forward to getting back into some competitive Westnoth for a little while. Then after that, I imagine I'll be burnt out from Westnoth again, as is wont to happen. But luckily, I'm going to look this up to make sure that I am saying the right thing. There's a game coming out this fall that I am excited for. Yeah! Age of Empires 4 launches at the end of October. And I would love to play through some of that on stream. So that will likely happen as soon as that comes out, basically. A little bit more nebulously in the timeline is the 1.16, I think 1.16 release of Battle for Westnoth, which is the next stable release of Battle for Westnoth, will be coming out at some point this fall. Yes, 1.16. So, we'll be checking that out when it comes out as well. So, depending on how the timeline works out, we just hit beta 2 for 1.16 was just released. So actually, that might come up pretty quick here. So, potentially, let's see. So, we had the July update was beta 2. August might be like beta 3 or full release. So we might be playing Battle for Westnoth in lead up to the tournament. Doing more campaign stuff and seeing what's changed in the campaigns. We won't do the sort of challenge runs, or if we do, we'll do them not on the hardest difficulty or something like that. I haven't quite decided, but we'll play through some of the new content, see the new artwork, all that good stuff. When that drops, then we'll probably take a break from that for the tournament. And when the tournament is over, we'll probably go back to, if there's time between the tournament being over and Age of Empires 4 launching, we'll go back to Battle for Westnoth campaign stuff 1.16 And we might run that concurrent with Age of Empires 4 when Age of Empires 4 drops. So I'll just have to kind of see what my schedule looks like in my free time and how that shakes out. That's my plan for the future. So that should take us up to, I figure, between Age of Empires 4 and the new release of Battle for Westnoth campaign stuff, that should take us up to about the end of the year. And then we'll sort of reevaluate from there. Thank you all for sticking with me, those of you who have. And those of you who are new, thanks for being here. That being said, in the time that I was off, we got 3 followers, so I will thank Austin Punk, Avident, and username _apocalypse for following. Thank you guys so much. And otherwise, we will jump into Factorio, shall we? I think it's time. Let's launch this rocket. All right, here we go. I remember nothing. So, because it's been 3 weeks, let's figure out what it is we're missing down at the rocket factory. Which is over here. We need rocket parts. Is that right? These are outputting control units. Yeah. Oh, is it the fuel? Is that what we're missing? I think that's what we're missing. Rocket fuel. That's probably why we're up here with the oil. Yes, okay, so rocket fuel, we were just working on making that happen more quickly. We are training that down to here, where it unloads directly into these provider chests and then gets shipped over to here. Okay, now I understand. Okay, and that's running. We've got plenty of solid fuel right now. And we seem to be able to keep the light oil working without interruption here, or without much interruption here. So, let's just do some copy pasting, shall we? Make this happen faster. Going this way because I don't know for sure if I'm going to need to get more solid fuel production running. We need to build a couple more of these guys. I might just go ahead. Oh, do I have... I can build another motor. Good. Let's see if this breaks everything, shall we? Oh, good, it doesn't. Those are now working, you know, as well as they can. Got a whole 9 in there. How many? Oh, good. Go ahead and bump these up a level. What's the train's command here? 60 seconds past full cargo. It's never going to hit full cargo, so it's really just 60 seconds past. Especially now that we have this happening, it's never going to hit full cargo. So that was all of 10 that are going to go directly into there. That all gets emptied. And those are immediately gone. Also, we seem to be out of oil pretty quickly here. Petroleum. Which is not great. It means we are not making sulfur, nor are we making plastic, which is sort of the bigger concern, because plastic prevents advanced circuits, which prevents a lot of things. So, why are we not getting enough of that? These are running full boost. It's probably because we are siphoning off the light oil instead of refining it further into petroleum. Hello, Evident. How's it going? I think we need more refineries, which may present a problem given this mess where I made lubricant. Let's plan this out. This is petroleum. Oof. I don't suppose I can cheat this way instead. Brilliant. Amazing. We're doing that instead. Speed this up. Found you from watching Battle for Westnoth on YouTube and was wondering if you've done more campaigns on highest difficulty. There are a couple. I was working on Dead Waters, but then I switched over to doing some multiplayer Battle for Westnoth. And with 1.16, the new stable release of Westnoth coming out in the next couple of months, I haven't gotten back to it. I'm sort of waiting until that happens. So there will be more Westnoth content coming soon, but nothing right now. I have some things in my backlog, so I don't remember exactly how far back Twitch saves VODs, but you might be able to find some VODs of the Dead Waters playthrough. We didn't finish it, unfortunately. But maybe over the next couple of weeks I will get back to uploading stuff to YouTube, because I still have all those videos saved. In the next couple of months, I talked about this at the start of this stream, so today we're going to finish Factorio, this run right here. And then, depending on when Westnoth 1.16 gets released, we'll switch to that. There will be a multiplayer tournament in September that I will enter in, and that will be all of my September. Probably most of October as well. depending on how many rounds and whatnot. And then in October, at the end of October, Age of Empires 4 comes out, at which point I will sort of alternate. Every other stream will be Age of Empires or Battle for Westnoth, and we'll be doing more campaign stuff, checking out the new stable release of Battle for Westnoth, and checking out the campaigns of Age of Empires 4, and just the play of Age of Empires 4. So that's what's coming up in the near future. If you're looking for Westnoth content, there will be more coming. I don't know whether we'll get to campaign stuff before the tournament, but definitely after the tournament there will be campaign stuff. So basically, stick around. There'll be more stuff soon. Right, let's run this pipe up this way. Awesome. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. I'm excited for a lot of the stuff coming up here. Which means that we are going to get rid of this bit here. The light oil will come in from here. To be refined down into light oil. I didn't do that last time. Maybe it doesn't necessarily, because we're taking all of it away pretty efficiently at this point. So we just add that into this, because we don't have enough lubricant, and we don't have enough oil sometimes for that to run. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Because we have plenty of crude oil, so that's not the problem. We do need to remember to get the inputs hooked up, though. That adds some, both in raw petroleum output to here. Okay, I'm gonna change a couple of things, because this seems to be... No, I guess it's not really. Thank you for the 100 bits, Avident. Appreciate it. That's very generous of you. Alright, we have some petroleum hitting in there. We've got barely any going in there, and a little more in there. Sounds about right. We've emptied our storage tanks. And now we are sort of having a problem with solid fuel. We're using slightly more than we are producing, although we don't seem to be stopping production as of right now. There actually isn't a plan after Factorio. The next couple of weeks are going to be rough for me. I talked about this at the start of the stream. So I'm a graduate student, and I have my preliminary exams on August 20th, which is 6 hours of comprehensive subject area exams. So I will be only streaming once a week on Saturdays for the next 5 or 6 weeks. So, I haven't fully figured out what we're going to do in that time. We might get back to the Dead Waters playthrough, actually, and sort of keep going with that. It's either going to be Dead Waters, or it will be doing more multiplayer, competitive multiplayer, just in preparation for the tournament coming up in September. Dust off the very few skills I have managed to learn. Get back in the swing of things for a competitive tournament. One or the other. Given that it's only going to be 4 to 5 streams, we might just do competitive multiplayer on Saturdays instead of anything else. But it will probably be Westnoff. That's my guess. Alright, we need a little more solid fuel. So let's add one more of these. And actually, we can probably just take this and go to here. And we need to build a chemical plant. Keeping this full of petroleum. It seems like we are matching inputs there at least, which is important. But clearly we have a petroleum production problem, so we're going to keep parallelizing this. Gaining light oil, which means that these are now pumping full time. Oh, we might be gaining light oil because we're not being fully efficient in using this. That's sort of a system that kind of fixes itself, because when we are backed up on light oil, that means we produce more petroleum. When we produce more petroleum, that means we produce more solid fuel, and as you can see, that actually, we weren't getting enough petroleum up here. I might siphon off from like this line here. Both of these lines. So those are going fully to this section now to keep that nice and flush. always working, but they are running constantly, so that's good. Maybe we add this one to the siphon. Yeah. Okay, so that adds the light oil. Let's get this dealt with. And the heavy oil. And then we make the oil refinery. Gotta get power. Sure, rundown of Factorio. So in Factorio, you crash land in your ship on an alien world. And you have very little on you. You have like a stone furnace, a pickaxe, things like that. And you are usually dropped near natural resources like iron ore and coal and things of that nature. Iron, coal, copper, and stone are sort of the four basic resources that you have. And then you need to use those resources to build essentially a factory floor to continue to improve your technology, research new technologies, become more efficient with your use of resources, and until eventually you research the rocket silo, you build a rocket ship, and you escape the world. At the same time, if you live off of a lot of coal as your sort of power, you're going to be polluting. And so this is the pollution map, is the red. So this is the map of the pollution that I have been creating. These red dots are the inhabitants of this world. They are spitters and biters that come from spawners, and they try to kill you because they don't like the fact that you are polluting their world, as it turns out. So they will run towards sources of pollution and try to attack it, which often disrupts your factory, causing you delays, and then you don't get to do the research as fast and things like that. So this is super late game. I've dumped a bunch of hours into this run right now, and so I have complicated walls with turrets protecting two sides of my factory floor. The other two or three sides are not super protected, but I have been going and wiping out the hives that are within the pollution zone. These hives that are not being touched by the pollution aren't aware of that happening, and so they're not aggroed to me. And I've also transitioned from, this would be my coal power, and you can see it's off via some circuit logic here, to lots and lots of solar panels to attempt to limit my pollution. And that's sort of how I play. This particular run through, we're doing a challenge where we're not allowed to use laser turrets, which makes the supply line logistics a little bit more complicated because laser turrets only need power, and that's relatively easy to pipe up to long lines of turrets. It's pretty easy to take power. So here's my power network. It's very easy to run power out long distances. It's a touch more difficult to run physical bullets, ammunition, which is being created in the factory floor here, up there. Because I'm so late game, that's being handled by my flying robots. And so there's robots that are taking my bullets up to the places where they are needed. And they could be a little bit more efficient, because at some point when they run out of power, they start moving very slowly. Like these guys. So these robots have run out of battery and are moving at a crawling pace back to the nearest roboport to refuel. And if I wanted to prevent that, I could run more roboports sort of in a line up here. You can see where my roboports are. And you can see that the robots are not quite smart enough to follow the line up here where they will stay charged and go this way. Instead, they just pick the shortest path. So that would be a problem I could solve. It's a lot. Factorio is a lot of you set up something and you find a problem and it's not behaving the most efficiently, and you try to solve that problem. But when you solve that problem, you have a new problem, because now to solve that problem, you needed more of a particular resource, and so now you're draining that resource more quickly than you were before, and you need to produce it more quickly. So it's just a lot of back and forth of solving inefficiencies. I don't know what these guys are doing. It looks like they're trying to take the shortest path possible, and they run out of power, and they try and find the closest roboport, which is behind them. So they might be caught in a loop, which is exciting. But right now, that's not the problem that I'm trying to solve. Right now, I am trying to produce a bunch of rocket fuel to get off this godforsaken world. Which means I want to make sure that I'm producing enough oil, which the answer is not really. Not really I'm not, because over on my factory floor, you can see that there's no oil in storage, and we're not producing our plastic, which we need. Luckily, we have a little bit of backed up plastic, but we need a lot of plastic to make our advanced circuits. So that is what we call a problem. And that is the problem that we are trying to solve right now by increasing production. Ooh, you aren't running. Oh, okay. So now, this is an interesting problem. Yeah, it's very strategic. It's a lot like there's sort of a subclass of games that are factory games. They include Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere, this game. Those are sort of the three that I can think of off the top of my head. And I like them because they're very logical and, as you said, very strategic. So if the output is full, it will not produce. So we have a full output of heavy oil, which is stopping these from producing. Which means, but we don't have a full input here. In fact, we have a shortage there. And what's happening is I have this pump that is directing fluid in one direction only. I'm going to replace that with just pipe to try and equalize some of that. So now heavy oil will flow along and through here to try and find somewhere to go. Honestly, the fluid dynamics of this game confuse me a lot. So I don't worry about it too much. I just try and find the problems and see what I can do to fix it, which is why this is sort of a mess of spaghetti. There's probably a much better way of doing this. Alright, we're not even, output's totally empty all the way along, which means we're now actually utilizing all 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 refineries. I'm running out of room to put more refineries. We might as well fill up the space that we have. So I will add the last one. overground pipes. I don't know that 3 is going to be enough. Oh, and I'm out of actual pipes. Okay, so we got to go resupply at this point. So your character can do a chunk of manual crafting, but it's always more efficient to do it in the factory, or it's usually more efficient to do it in the factory. So I have factory lines set up specifically for pipes, and for robots, and for motors, and for all sorts of different things. And because I'm so late game, I just have robots deliver things to me at this point. I've set up what do I want to always have on me in this little area here. And then the robots in my logistics network will just send those to me as soon as I enter the logistics network. There is another challenge run for Factorio that gives you a little Seam achievement, which is why I decided to do this particular challenge run. That is no manual crafting, only craft via factories automatically. And that is very difficult in the early game. I kind of want to try it at some point. One more. Pipes are kind of annoying because unlike conveyor belts, I can't walk over them, which is why, even though it's inefficient to use pipe to grounds here because it costs more pipes than actually just an overground pipe, it lets me walk through it, which is very important. Whereas conveyor belts, I can just walk on top of. So regardless of how much spaghetti, I can always get through a conveyor belt line. But even one bit of pipe stops me, which is a little annoying. All right, how much? $24. All right, we're starting to make progress there. I think I turned auto launch off. I like that you challenge yourself in games, makes it that much more interesting to watch. Yeah, it's something I like to do, and it's one of the reasons I like to play on the hardest difficulty of games the first time picking them up. Is I watched a streamer by the name of Cameron, who Twitch streamer Unarmed Oracle, who played a lot of XCOM, and often said that you play on the hardest difficulty so that you don't build bad habits that only work on easier difficulties. And that's a sort of philosophy for strategy games that I have really adopted. It's a little too late for me with Westnoth because I've been playing that game since I was like 10, and I definitely learned bad habits by playing on easier modes, doing a lot of save scumming when I was younger. So I have to unlearn those bad habits. But when I pick up a new game, I like to sort of play on that really hard difficulty so that it's easier for me to pick up the skills that I need to play it effectively. We're getting close. Getting close. 60 out of 100. And we're getting rocket fuel consistently enough that we are having to actually start produce control units. We're still totally fine on low density structures though, so that's good. What is... Oh, I hooked that up and I never actually built it. So I think this is the second Factorio run that I've done on stream, or it might just be the first. the second or third Factorio run that I have done personally, and it's the first one where I'm doing a challenge. That's always full. That's always full. But outputs are also always empty, which is good. Which means that it's all in the pipe system, but it's sort of equalizing, which is also very good. So that should boost a lot of our production and consumption. Although, we've got a lot of light oil sitting around. I might go ahead and get a couple more of these chemical plants. Oh, that blocks that. Okay, so we don't do that bit. Instead, we bring you up to there. And like that. That is the sound of bad things happening. Why are bad things happening? And so close to me. Excuse you. Sirs, how did you get in? No. Bad. Wrong. Incorrect. Not allowed. Oh, so that, because I've got pretty comprehensive walls along here, that means that something is coming from like over here, down along the edge of the lake, and up. And they're not going for this because this isn't generating pollution. I'm confused why they're going here and not for the oil refinery, because this is a big generator of pollution. There's not a way across here that I missed, is there? No. What about here? No. No, I've got the wall is correct, which means that they have to be coming down this way. Let's go do some exploring after I get resupplied. One of the other things that has made this run challenging is that my armor has a bunch of stuff in it. Mostly shields and exoskeletons to make me move faster. A couple roboports, solar panels, portable fusion reactor, you know, the standard stuff. What's not in here is a portable personal laser, which would help in combat, because it just automatically fires, and the more you have, the more firepower you have. I don't have that because this is a no lasers run, which makes it a lot more challenging to clear out hives than it normally would. But I also have the top tier bullets, which I normally don't go for, because you can you can win the game without dealing with uranium at all. But with only having gun turrets, having uranium round magazines becomes necessary because you need that damage output. Before you play Age of Empires 4, you can do a 1 to 3 run? Probably not, because that would take a long time. Especially Age of Empires 3. I actually haven't played 1 and 2. I have only played 3 in the past. But the campaigns just on their own are extensive. So I probably will not do a 1 to 3 run. If I was a full-time streamer, perhaps. But I stream once or twice a week. I don't have time for that. I did pick up the remastered Age of Empires 3. What is it? Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition last year. And I haven't actually sat down and played that. So, depending on when game releases happen this fall, I might spend a little bit of time exploring the Definitive Edition AoE 3. But I also want to recognize that a lot of my viewers like to see me play Westnoth, so I should be playing some more Westnoth. Alright, we're at least sending more petroleum than we were. It's still not enough, but it's more. We have plastic, which is the white. This is our plastic line here. Actually being produced. It's going into our logistics network. There's still a deficiency because you can see that there we have whatever number is in the chest under normal is the exact same number as under pickup. So there's being more requested than we have stored in the network. So we're still not great, but we're getting better. And this train is coming in to give more oil, which will then allow for more production. Honestly, I think I'm going to upgrade you. That's something that I need to do. It is something I need to do. Okay. We're actually getting some in the storage chests. And if you look at the bottom right of the screen, I can't point to it with my mouse or it'll go away. You can see there's a negative number next to the motors and also to the plastic occasionally, and that means that it's more requested than we have in storage. So the fact that it doesn't appear anywhere means that we have none in storage, and so there can't be more requested because there's 0 in storage. Let's go take a look at what's wrong with motors and see if that's a fixable problem or not. Okay, so motors, by and large, need steel plate. Steel plate, we're producing a lot, but not enough. is more in storage than being requested, but just barely. Yeah. But we just need more. Oh, this is actually doing a thing. Didn't expect that to happen. If I'm just... Wait, hang on, this doesn't make sense. Why am I doing it like this? I should be... There's a couple things I could do. Let's just split faster. That doesn't help what I need, though. I need this to be better. Oh, that's right. This is steel production. Oh, interesting. Okay, so... we actually do have enough production, but it's not being requested in the right places. That's fine. What we do instead is grab a requester chest here, and we request steel plate 100. Power. The silly thing is it's taking from here, which is not necessarily where I want it to take from. In fact, we're going to delete that because we have the other chest. Alright, so now we're flush with steel, which is going to pick up our motor production. It's also going to let us produce more bullets, which is always good. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so now I can switch from these to this. And I just need to clear that now. Finally made it to tier 3 rails, which is good. I'm actually just gonna let that go a little bit further. Alright, let's make a bunch of roboports, and let's fix this. And possibly that also. Which is also going to mean I need a bunch of those. And then if we're feeling spicy, I could run some walls down here, clear out all of these. The question is, if this is a land bridge and not a continuous lake, then I need another wall here also. But this wall eliminates the need for this and this wall. So probably a wall here, This is the sort of tragic big one that's hard to do. I don't know how I would do that. And unfortunately, that's the one that needs to happen because that's where those occasional attacks are sneaking in through. Alright, so you're heading out from here, huh? But now it looks like I need to curve off to the left a little bit. It's kind of unclear. Looks like some of them are going straight, but then some of them want to go out to this far one and some of them want to go in further. Now what? Well, fine. That's annoying. And they're headed this way. I have turrets there. Need to repair that at some point. Is that from you? Are you the cause of that? It looks like most of them are coming. Well, no, it doesn't though. That's basically a straight line to this one. We're gonna keep going straight. If this were a game like They Are Billions, there would be like a final wave of aliens that try and storm the base, and this would be a very important step to take in preparation for that, so that I would have bullets being resupplied to my turrets as fast as possible. But that's not this game, so not a big deal. There are lots of folks that will install a mod to actually just remove the aliens and have fun in the sandbox that is the Factory game. And that is the opposite of how I would like to play this. I would kind of enjoy there to be more combat and the need for better defenses and stuff like that. But that's just a factor of what games I like to play. We'll split the difference. now there is a straight path for them to take. Some of them are still idiots, but, you know, I can't help that. I think, all in all, I made it better. Now let's try and deal with these idiots who are trying to come over here. Which means we do the whole thing all over again. Put up a new wall, and then at that point we'll probably launch this rocket. I think at that point it'll be just about ready. To give me presents. Alright, nothing is negative, and we actually have plastic in storage now. One thing I do want to check. Nope, not you. You. Okay. We didn't really do a whole lot with the uranium. I think that's okay, though. Let's see, I have 5. I'm gonna need more than that. I'll probably do 2 more. A solid 15 should get me where I need to be. The nice thing about building out a logistics network is that the robots will resupply me as I go. I know I considered automatically building long power poles. Apparently I never did that, though. So let's figure this out. Probably just straight. Could be from this one, could be from that one. Let's go from this one. Straight. There. And I'm going to continue to build more for the next iteration of walls. Poor precious idiots. As soon as I leave the logistics network, they run back, and a new set of robots comes to take me new supplies. Oh, here they are. They're making it. Like, totally picked the wrong one to start off from. Definitely should have been one up. Listen, straight lines are hard. I don't know who told you differently, but they're difficult. Let's pop up one here. Estimated how many big electric poles this is going to take. I think I underestimated it by 2. Maybe 4. Fly to me, my precious idiot children. Bring me new supplies. Yeah, ooh, maybe not. Can I get this all the way out? I can't. Okay, that's fine. So I can get what, just past here? Yeah. And now that is complete. There's logistics out to there. Robots doing as robots do. Oh, that's right. I forgot I got a second set of oil, crude oil. All right, are we at parity? I don't think we are. No, we're still... Don't have enough oil. Okay. We're gonna have to not do some more exploring and instead go continue to fix oil. So why is oil not a part of my logistics network? And can it become a part of my logistics network? Yeah, it can, pretty easily. I might just not take the time to do that right now, though. So figure out how to add more oil refineries. Honestly, it might involve destroying some of this. How's this going? I mean, we're not really using all that. I think it wouldn't hurt me if I got rid of one tile of solar panels. Yeah, most of the day is not actually at peak production. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. Yeah. I have looked at the Total War franchise as something that I would really enjoy and just haven't had the time to get into it. I do think I need to get rid of all of it. Alright, goodbye. And it's gone. And there's no power. Which should be able to be fixed literally by that. Yeah. Well, you are still unpowered, but... I can't remember if I own some of the Total War games or not. I own Total War Warhammer, so the first of the Warhammer Total War games. I feel like there's another one, actually. Oh, and Total War Shogun 2. I don't know why I own that one, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, definitely something I would enjoy. I just haven't had the time to check it out, you know? What's up? Ooh! We're not... I may not need to actually add more lines. I just need to deal with this more effectively. Okay, I see you. This whole bit here. Yeah, I like it. Let's do another one. I think that is successfully off-center from everything that it needs to be off-center from? We'll find out. Okay, so that... what we're gonna do is actually open that up to add into there, and then do that. And honestly, I have to do it like that too, yeah? Then it's just sort of getting the water where it needs to be. And the light oil where it needs to be. I think that works, and now we just need to build about 5 of those. Maybe only 4, but you know, you get the idea. Right, we need power now. Should be relatively simple. Just do that, right? Yeah. Alright, so that cleared the way for all of these to work, and it's going to further refine down the light oil. So I may not actually need to add more oil refineries, because the chemical plants may have done what I needed. We're good on solid fuel. Definitely good on light oil to the rocket fuel production line. Alright, we just need to let that run for a couple of train cycles, and we should be good to go. Yeah, we're already up to 3,500 on this wagon, where we weren't pushing 2 before. Yeah, okay, that's looking great. Hello? Why are you not running? Ooh, interesting. I must have cut a line without realizing it. Yep, I did. That's exactly what happened. Oh, and I do actually have to do this because I'm out of otherwise. 6,000? Nice. Let's take a look at this. There's actually plastic in here, which is good, so we've built up a little bit of a backlog. But there's not plastic here, so that's... we're probably just grabbing too quickly is what's happening. So I should go down there and adjust that chest so that it can't take all of that plastic. Having 1,000 in storage is probably plenty of plastic in storage. We don't need to be continuing to grab more. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's easy. 1,000. 1,000 is enough. Don't take more than 1,000. And the rest of this gets piped down around here to come over here. And we're out of oil again. That goes really quickly, but we're coming back immediately. This time with 8,000 to... I can't quite grab that last one. And 1. It gets immediately emptied. We're also good on sulfur, so sulfur's not taking that petroleum. And now we're gonna pump it into here. And it's gone. And it's gone. So we use petroleum very quickly, as it turns out. So this last time there was 8,000 in this bottom fluid wagon. Let's see if we can get more than that. Or if that's just sort of where we're at right now. Like less this time. If I followed that properly. Yeah, less. Less is not good. Less is bad. And it's gone. But we're flush on the line. We are taking some now, but not a whole lot. Sulfur's flush. There is actually petroleum in the pipes still. I think we've sort of hit steady state. Oh, there's actually rocket fuel in the chests. Which means we're producing more than we're calling for of that, because the problem now is control units. We're very close to being able to launch. And the problem with control units is a lack of processing units, which should be coming via drone, but where are we producing those? This factory is so big that I cannot remember where stuff is anymore. Processing unit production is over here. And processing units require advanced circuits, which is the problem. And is being fed purely by this line of production, when instead it could have a requester chest in the mix as well. So let's do that. This is really silly, but we're going to throw a requester chest there. Request a stack of advanced circuits. Because, let's face it, we have 11,000 advanced circuits in the storage network. We can afford to do this. that line specifically so that we can keep our normal circuits moving pretty quickly through here. Brilliant. Ooh, this may cause a problem with my normal circuits. Yeah, my production isn't fast enough for that. Well, when in doubt, just add more. Which way is this going? Also that way. Some of those. A mess of wiring here that I would love to clean up. X's. Stop the X's. Oh, it's your fault. There we go. That looks nicer. It doesn't work, but it looks nicer. Goodness. What is the issue here? I totally missed that. That's a problem. We're probably not producing a science pack because of that. We have some things to fix here. You give me that. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay. Upgrade that. Pull that. Scrap these old turrets. Copy that. And that. Upgrade that and that. And the issue is copper wire. Copper wire. Production or throughput? Probably both. We're gonna... I mean, clearly it's production. But we're gonna just upgrade everything along the path because we have the materials to do so now. And this clearly looks like a copper production issue. I would love some concrete, which I think we have. If not, I would love some landfill. Look at that, we do have concrete. I was right. Let the robots catch up real quick. Oh, sorry, Solburn. I didn't see that you entered chat. You mainly add remove wires to remove the excess. Oh, yes. I always forget about that. Thank you. Did you give me my concrete? You did! Alright, we're going to use that concrete. The factory must grow. Oh, I need landfill first? Oh, that's annoying. I have to manually make that. Okay. Give me some stone then. Like, a lot of stone. That'll jumpstart me. Fellas, we can do that. Oh, wrong way. I like my grid, so I'm going to get more landfill. I don't remember which... Soulburn, what's the keyboard shortcut to just remove a specific wire? Or add a wire? Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Is this the most efficient? Absolutely not. In fact, this can be removed. But here we are. Actually, I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna need those in a second. Alright, now it's an ore throughput issue, I think? Because we're definitely flush out of here. So let's just upgrade that bit. And then this whole line. Also, that's pretty legacy at this point, because all of this has been exhausted. Let's see if breaking these power poles breaks things. It does. This can go away, this can go away. And that can go away. Alright, that's more copper. Which is hopefully translating to more copper wire. Let's check that down the line. Not enough, because it's not getting past here reliably, which is causing problems. As we go down in here. The question is it still a copper production problem? Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. Well, that means I need a lot more landfill. Beautiful. Don't know if I have... I don't. Thought I might have some of those in the logistics network somewhere. Apparently I do not. I do! Liar. Looks like we have one overlap. Yeah. So this and that. Let's redo this. Oh, hush. Keep a nice grid going. All right. Good, good, good. This one needs to be here. No. Incorrect. That's better. At this point, does it really matter? The answer is no, not really. capacitor bonus, inserter bonus. Okay. A little more landfill. Single landfill more. Yes, beautiful. My question is, did that solve my problem, or do I need to continue to add more? It looks like for the most part, that solved the problem. So let's just do that. Well, it solved the initial problem, which was getting copper to the copper wire assemblers. We're still not quite where we need to be, I think. Yeah. I'm a little bit space constrained, so we're going to go with upgrading the assemblers instead of anything else. And probably upgrading this, because I can see that being an issue pretty quickly here. Happens if I just that the output here, and just do that. I think think that works. Also not so sure about putting this before this. Like, it's just better to do it afterwards, you know? Yeah. Alright, so now we got that mostly sorted. That'll empty out and I'll eventually come back and collect it. We're still not backing up, but at least we're running a little bit better. And it's certainly not the steel that's the problem. It is really the copper. Oh, haha, hello. Don't take more than that. Honestly, I don't think I need more than 2K in the storage, so there you go. Alright, beyond that, I'll be honest, I might copy a line and make some more production, like over along here, and pipe it down into this and do like a 3-to-2 equalizer. Is there ever a pause because the output gets full? Yes, there will be. Okay. So, we need to upgrade you. Now it's back to a copper problem. But we have a throughput issue here. this furnace is not being utilized almost ever. This furnace is only sort of being utilized, which means that further expansion out is not useful for the stone furnace line. It might be useful for the electric furnace line. In fact, it will be useful for the electric furnace line. As you can see on the top here, there's still gaps. And definitely on the bottom here, there are gaps. Okay, but upgrading that line did actually solve the issue. We are going in here pretty full. We're not quite coming out full. We're pretty close. So I think honestly the best bet is to keep going for just a couple more green assemblers and upgrade here, here, and here. Maybe that output, that output, that output. And see what that does. Probably keeps the speed modules just on me. That's back to a copper problem. This furnace is actually being used. Okay, so everything can be expanded a little bit more, and I need more landfill. Do speed modules ever enter the logistics network? No. As it turns out, they do not. Okay, let's go change that. Just one further. Provider chest. I don't need any. copper. Not a lot. Lights in here. This is our copper processing. Alright, still not solved, but doing a lot better. Now we can follow this up here and see that at least on the left side we are actually backing up, and that is propagating down to here where more are hitting the right side, which is giving us more past. Doing what we need to do to get copper wire to the places that it needs to be for the advanced circuits. We are chewing through those normal circuits still. Because processors just take a lot of circuits to do a lot of things. But you can see we're backed up over here at the rocket, which is what we want. However, the reason we are backed up is, the astute among you may have noticed, there is a rocket in that silo. Chat, this is it. This is when we win the game. Are you ready? We've been here for a hot second. Let's just turn everything on and take a look at all of it. That doesn't do anything. We can go piece by piece, actually. This is the factory. This is the factory floor. We began in this little small area right here where we had some coal and some iron, or some stone, some iron down here, which has since been fully exhausted. The iron, where the iron ore used to stand, is now a massive processing facility, turning iron ore into iron plates and balancing it all to go through the rest of the factory. Copper and stone, the remnants of that still stand here with this antiquated balancer that is no longer necessary as we turn stone into bricks and into rails and into walls and into concrete. And the copper, we were just working on it, so you all saw that. Further refined off into electric circuits, which is the baseline of everything really advanced in the factory. Although it doesn't feel like we spent a lot of time on iron, having to get a lot more steel plate production to satisfy demand at certain times in the factory's life. We've got our science production scattered throughout the factory in places that made sense at the time and are now just being piped to via drones. This was our fluid handling inside the factory, where we turned petroleum into sulfur, into sulfuric acid, into batteries, which, if we'd been doing lasers, would have been turned into lasers further down that tree, if I remember correctly. Plastics helped us get advanced circuits, which helped us get processors. Processors themselves need sulfuric acid. We need lubricant for Tier 3 conveyor belt components, as well as electric motors. And so that's also handled in this section of the factory. Eventually, we needed train lines to pump in everything. And so the first one we got was iron ore over here, which is running out. And if we continue to play, one of our next things would be to have to get another iron ore facility up and running and use trains. Oh, we did that. We did that. I am totally a liar. We did that. We had to get a new iron ore facility over here up and running to feed our demand. And now that satisfies most of the iron ore in the factory floor, because it just takes so long to fill this up. We did some nice complex logic, circuit logic, to determine when to send bullets back down the train line from the factory floor in order to protect the mining operation down there. Eventually we began to get oil and decided to process that outside of the main factory floor, which is what this space was for, and we spent some time this stream making that a little bit more efficient. Output is still full here, so heavy oil this time. If we kept playing, we'd probably need to add another chemical plant processing down heavy oil to light oil, but that's not a priority anymore. We had more copper come in from this side as we needed to. Look at that inserter capacity, bonus 7 finishing research. Our power grid started with normal coal-fired power plants over here, which we then upgraded once we started researching uranium. But before we got to uranium, we did a big push for solar, which I like to do in all of my runs, just to try to minimize some of the pollution. And that gave us this big grid area of solar power production. And yet there's also still some logic in place to turn on these coal-fired steam turbines should the accumulator charge drop too low, to try and fill that gap. Coal had to be piped in from over here relatively recently. The coal in our base lasted a long time. Similarly, stone lasted a very long time, but eventually we didn't have enough. And so we had to make this secondary mine up here, but instead of piping it down on a train or on conveyor belts, we're just using drones because we were late stage in the game and we don't need a whole lot of stone. We eventually started protecting our base with these walls. Once we had logistics, we used drones to ferry out bullets to overcome the fact that we couldn't use laser turrets, and that worked pretty well. That was one of the first things we did once we had robots researched. Initially the wall cut across here, and we had to expand that when we needed more crude oil. We managed to wall off 2 of our sides. Had we kept playing, the next thing would probably be, because as you see they're coming in from this side now, to cut down here and clear out a bunch of these hives and cut a wall right across here, and maybe a wall down here if that's necessary, and then this one too. Probably those 3 would be the first push of walls, and the last one would be the most difficult, which is cutting across this large swath of land. But then we would be fully protected. Our rail lines crisscross the landscape as we needed to bring in more resources, and we learned how to use train signals to make sure that they don't run into each other. So we bring in oil and coal. And for the first time for me, we worked with uranium. Didn't do a whole lot. We have a very robust mine, but not a very robust refinery process that was just used to produce a couple of uranium bullets, mostly for our person, as we went out exploring. That would probably be interesting to continue building out and make more efficient at some point. We got a couple of these little outposts to scan on our borders. This one needs to be repaired. Radar towers. In a normal run, those would be protected by walls and laser turrets, so they could be self-contained units. But this is a no laser turrets run, so they're unwalled because they have no defenses anyway. And they just live there as a scouting force. You can see our turret coverage. And our electric grid, where we ran electricity out a bunch of different places. At the end of it all, that's our pollution map. Rather large, but on the scale of the world, not that much of an impact. Train stations everywhere. And robots going from place to place. And now, it's time for us to get off this godforsaken world and go back to the rest of our kind. Let's get a countdown. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. I guess it's gonna do its own liftoff, but we initiated the launch order. There it goes. Flying off into the sky. And we got raining bullets. Win the game without building any laser turrets. We got the achievement. Almost 40 hours spent in this run. And we're going to go ahead and finish that. And come on back to the studio. We did it! We did it, folks. We launched the rocket and got off that world. Congratulations, everybody. After 39 hours, the playthrough is finished. Thank you all for joining me along the way. As a reminder, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I will just recap going forward what's going to happen. No more midweek streams for the next probably 6 weeks until September, because I need to do some studying, as it turns out. And then when in those 6 weeks, in that interim, we will probably get back to Battle for Westnoth, probably some competitive multiplayer in preparation for the September ladder tournament. Moving forward, after that, so the September ladder tournament will start in September, and it will probably last mid-October or the end of October, depending on how many people register for that. So we will play through that. When that is finished, we will probably jump straight into Age of Empires 4 when that releases at the end of October. And we'll probably spend a couple of weeks solely doing Age of Empires 4, and then we'll start to alternate between Age of Empires 4 and checking out the new stable release of Battle for Westnoth, because that'll be coming out in the next couple of months as well. That should take us through November and December to the end of this year, And then we'll just have to see what's next for the channel after that. As always, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for watching the VODs. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in the next couple of weeks while I'm not doing midweek streams, uploading previous streams to YouTube. It seems like people are actually finding stuff on there, so we'll keep that going. Got a lot of backlog to throw up there. And then, yeah, thank you all again for hanging out. As a reminder, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that to your Twitch account, and you get a free Twitch Prime subscription to the creator of your choice. Doesn't have to be me, but you should definitely use those Bezos bucks on someone. Otherwise, they're just sitting there and they're free money that's going to waste. Thank you for everyone who supported me. Thank you to Avident again for cheering 100 bits earlier in this stream, and the 3 followers we got between the last stream and this one. We're pushing close to that 100 followers goal, and I will catch you all next week. All right, take care, friends.